Hi viewers, welcome to All4C Learning and welcome back to Class 8 Physics, and the chapter we are going to discuss is the sound, the fifth chapter in Class 8 Physics. So far we have discussed about the chapter force and also the friction. Two chapters we have discussed so far. Now the next chapter is sound. You know very well, sound is one of the forms of energy like light energy, heat energy, wind energy, thermal energy, mechanical energy. Light is also one of the forms of energy, and as well as the sound is also one of the forms of energy. If you observe, throughout the day we are exposed to different sounds. In our surroundings we are exposed to different sounds. For example, sounds like people talk, animal sounds, birds chirping, sounds of automobiles, and the music. In our surroundings we can able to hear such type of sounds in our everyday life. The thing is, sound is an unavoidable part of our lives because we are always surrounded by the sound, which is playing an important role in our lives, and it helps us to communicate to each other. Of course, you know very well, with the help of the sound energy only we can able to communicate to each other. I hope you understand the topic which I said now. Now, in this chapter, we are going to learn about how is the sound produced, how do sounds travel from one place to another place, are we able to hear all the sounds produced in the nature. Now we are going to find the answers of all these questions in this chapter. Okay, if you find the answers, and of course we can come to know what is this sound and how it travels from one place to another place, and of course how it is produced also we can come to know at the end of the lesson. Now here I have written the production of the sound. With help of an activity, let us understand this concept. Production of the sound. Activity is listening to the sound and predicting its source. Listening to the sound and predicting its source. This is the activity. With the help of this activity, let us understand the production of the sound. To do this activity, very simple. The thing is, let sit calm for a while and listen to the sounds in your surroundings. Yeah, you may hear so many sounds which I have written here: barking, hiss, tin, bleating, boom. All these sounds you may hear which are produced in your surroundings. Okay, the thing is, the barking sound here it is barking. The source of sound is what here? Which object or which animal produces this sound? The source of the sound. What is the source of this sound? Which object, which animal produces this sound? The thing is, of course, barking, you know, nothing but the dog. Dog produces a sound called barking. And hiss, you know very well, the hiss sound is produced by the snakes. Tin. Of course, in your school, the starting of the school, you may hear the bell, tin. Nothing but when the bell rings, when your school bell rings, you can able to hear the sound tin. So the tin sound is produced by your school bell. So I'll write here bell, a ringing bell. And next, bleating. Bleating is a sound which is produced by animal called sheep. The bleating is the sound which is produced by an animal called sheep. Sheep produces this sound, the bleating. Whereas boom, the sound boom, of course in movies you might have listened this sound, boom sound, which is produced by an object called gun. when bullet is fired from the gun, you can able to hear the sound called boom. So here the thing is gun. So these are the sounds which we hear in our daily life, in our surroundings. While watching TV, you can hear, you can able to listen this sound. Of course, the sheep's, okay, the sheep produces the sound bleating, and the tin, the sound produced by the school bell. Okay, whereas the hiss, the sound produced by the snake, and the barking, the sound produced by the dog. Okay, I hope you understand this concept. We shall move into the next concept. Okay. Next concept is production of the sound. Vibrating body produces sound. The previous topic is production of the sound, and the next topic which I am going to say is vibrating body produces sound. The thing is, what is the meaning of this sentence? Any vibrating body produces sound. If we able to hear this sound, means that particular object is vibrating. That is the meaning of this sentence. Any vibrating body produces a sound. Let us understand this concept with the help of a few activities. Okay. First one is activity 1. The thing is, just hold the brass bell, ring the bell and listen to the sound carefully. Second case, hold the same bell tightly with your hands and ring the bell. What do you observe in these two situations? In which case we can able to hear the loud sound? The thing is, in the first case, when you just hold the bell and when you ring it, in that case the sound produced is loud. Whereas the second case, as you were holding the bell very tightly, so the thing is, the sound produced in this case is a faint sound. Among these two situations, there is a change in the sound. It is because in the first case you are just holding the bell just loosely and you just ring the bell. In the first case the sound produced is loud, whereas the second case you were holding the bell very tightly and you ring the bell, so in that case the sound produced is faint sound. Do you feel any vibrations in this case, in the second case? Yes, of course we feel the vibrations. The thing is, whenever you just hold this bell tightly and if you ring it, the bell produces sound. It is just because the bell sets into vibration here. The bell sets into vibration, and of course your hand is in contact with the bell, your hand also sets into vibration, so you may feel these vibrations. So from this activity what we understand, the thing is, any vibrating body produces a sound. Yeah, with the help of this activity we can say, as you are holding the bell tightly and if you ring this bell, the bell sets into vibration and your hand which is in contact with this bell also sets into vibration, so you may feel these vibrations, and meanwhile you can able to hear this sound also. So the thing is, here any vibrating body produces sound, as the bell starts vibrating and meanwhile it produces a sound also. So the bell sets into vibration and of course it is also producing this sound. Okay, bell activity. With the help of this bell activity we come to know that any body sets into vibration produces a sound. Second case, let us understand this concept with the help of one more activity. The thing is, take an empty matchbox, and also a rubber band. Fix this rubber band to this empty matchbox. You just plug the rubber band and you just place this matchbox near to your ear. You can able to hear this sound now in this case. And of course, if you observe, the rubber band sets into vibration, and the thing is, you may feel these vibrations as you are holding this matchbox with your hand also sets into vibration. You may feel these vibrations, and also you can able to hear this sound here. So from this activity also we understand that the vibrating body produces a sound. In the case of this matchbox experiment, the rubber band is sets into vibration. We just plucked and we left that one. The thing is, this rubber band sets into vibration. The matchbox which is contact with this rubber band also sets into vibration, and the hand you are holding this this matchbox, right? So your hand also sets into vibration. You may feel these vibrations. You cannot see that your hand is vibrating, of course you cannot see, but you may feel these vibrations. So from this activity we understand that vibrating body produces a sound. I hope you understand. This is matchbox activity. From the matchbox and rubber activity, we understand that vibrating body produces a sound. Let us understand this topic with the help of one more activity. Okay, papers. Blow air into the papers of your book. If you blow air into the papers of your book, the air which was blown by you, the air particles strikes this paper, so that this paper sets into vibration. You can able to see this. The paper sets into vibration. The paper starts vibrating here. You can able to see that. Meanwhile, it produces this sound also. So from this activity also we understand that vibrating body produces sound. When you blow air into the papers of your book, the paper sets into vibration, and meanwhile you can able to hear this sound. Yeah, one more time I am repeating that from this activity we understand that vibrating body produces a sound. I hope you understand this concept. Let me give one more example, let me explain one more activity to understand this concept. Okay, this is papers and air. Next one is fourth one, plate with water. Plate with water. The thing is, take a steel plate. Of course, take a steel plate and also take water in that steel plate. Let the water settle. Now strike the rim of the plate with spoon. After striking this rim of the spoon, immediately you can able to hear this sound, right? You can able to hear this sound. If you observe the water starts vibrating. The thing is, you are striking this rim of the plate. The plate vibrations you may not see. The thing is here, first the plate sets into vibration. The vibrations of the plate you may not see. With the help of our naked eyes we may not see, but the water which was there in that plate, the water starts vibrating. So when you strike the rim of the steel plate, the steel plates sets into vibration, and the water which was there in that plate also starts vibrating, and meanwhile you can able to hear this sound also. So simultaneously this sound and this vibrations starts. So the two things are happening here. Again, from this activity we understand that vibrating body produces a sound. Any vibrating body produces a sound. Okay, let me explain with help of one more activity. Children, one more activity let me explain. The thing is, take a hacksaw blade or a steel rule. A a metal scale which we call generally a 30 centimeter metal scale or a hacksaw blade. Place the scale between the table and the brick. Just one end of the scale you just try to place between the brick and the table. Now you press the other end of the scale which is there in the air. You press the other end of the scale. Now if you observe, the scale sets into vibration, and also if you can able to hear this sound. You can able to hear this sound, and simultaneously if you observe, the scale sets into vibration. Again, from this activity, again we understand that vibrating body produces a sound. So from all these activities which I have explained just now, in all the cases if you observe, any vibrating body produces a sound. Vibrating body produces sound. I hope you understand this. Let me move to the next concept. Next concept is sound has energy. Sound has energy. Let me explain this concept with the help of an activity. Okay, with the help of an activity I'll explain this concept that sound has energy. The thing is, yeah, you can see on the board. The thing is, to do this activity, first the material required are a plastic bottle, okay, and a balloon, and third one is the mobile phone, and some sand particles or sugar crystals. These are the things required to do this activity. I have taken a bottle, a plastic bottle, a cell phone, sand particles, and a balloon. First you cut the top end of the bottle so that it looks like a glass. It is like this. It looks like a glass. I just cut the top end of the bottle, the mouth of the bottle I just removed from this bottle so that it looks like a glass. Now play these songs on the mobile in high volume and place it in this glass. Now cover this open end of this bottle with the balloon. While covering, you stretch the balloon and you fix a rubber band around this balloon so that it acts like a stretched membrane, and this stretched membrane is also called diaphragm. And the stretched membrane is also called a diaphragm. And you can see the sand particles also there here. These are the sand particles, or the crystals, sugar crystals we can say. As this is the glass, it is like a glass, and this cell phone or mobile phone which we call. Okay, the thing is procedure which I explained. The thing is, first you need to take a bottle and just remove the top end of this bottle so that it looks like a glass, and you just you just play these songs on this mobile in high volume and just to place inside this glass and cover this glass with this balloon so that it acts like a stretched membrane which is also called diaphragm. Now you repeat this activity without cell phone. Without cell phone also, you one more time you do it. What do you observe from these two cases? From these two cases, in the second case, when there is no mobile phone in this glass, the sand particles are in the stationary position. the sand particles remains stationary on this diaphragm. Whereas the first case, when the cell phone is producing the sound, as I said that we should play the songs on the mobile, right, in high volume. In the first case, it is producing the sound, right, in the first case. So if you observe in the first case, the stretched membrane or this diaphragm sets into vibration. We can see this through the dancing of these sand particles. In the first case, if you observe, the sand particles appears to be dancing on this diaphragm. The sand particles moving up and down. It appears to be dancing on this diaphragm in the first case. It is just because of the sound produced by this mobile. It is because of the sound produced by the mobile, this diaphragm sets into vibration, and the sand particles which are there on this diaphragm appears to be dancing on this diaphragm. The sand particles are moving up and down. It appears to be dancing. Why the sand particles are moving up and down? It is just because the diaphragm sets into motion here. Why the diaphragm sets into motion? It is just because the mobile phone is producing sound. It is the responsible of this mobile phone. The diaphragm sets into vibration. It is just because of this mobile phone which is producing sound here. So with the help of that sound only, this diaphragm sets into vibration, and also the sand particles which are there on the diaphragm moving up and down. I hope you understand this concept. From this activity, we understand that the sound which is produced by this mobile phone has energy, nothing but sound energy. It is just because of that sound energy only which is produced by this mobile phone. It is just because of the sound energy which is produced by this mobile phone, this diaphragm sets into vibration, and the particles which are there on the diaphragm sets into vibration here, moving up and down. So from this we can say that sound has energy. I hope you understand this concept. I will go to the another concept. Musical instruments. Musical instruments. Children, you might have observed many musical instruments like tabla, guitar, harmonium. Okay, the sounds produced by these musical instruments are distant, and we feel very good. We feel so better when we listen to these sounds. The thing is, which part of these musical instruments produces the sound? Let us identify now. Which part is responsible to produce this sound? Let us identify, children. First I will take tabla. Tabla. Which part of tabla is responsible to produce this sound? The stretched membrane which is there on the tabla. The stretched membrane is responsible to produce this sound. When you strike this stretched membrane, the stretched membrane sets into vibration, and inside the tabla you will find hollow, you will find air inside the tabla. So the thing is, here two things are responsible. One is the stretched membrane where you are striking, and also the air inside this tabla. So stretched membrane and the air are responsible to produce this sound in the case of the tabla. Next one is guitar. Guitar. Children, if you observe the guitar, you will find the stretched strings. The strings are stretched and fixed to this guitar. When you pluck the strings, it sets into vibration, and meanwhile you can able to hear the sound also. So the stretched strings are responsible in the case of the guitar which produces the sound. In the case of the guitar, the stretched strings are responsible to produce the sound. So stretched strings are responsible to produce the sound in the case of the guitar. Next, harmonium. The metal reeds in the harmonium. The metal reeds in the harmonium are responsible to produce this sound in the case of the harmonium. I hope you understand, children. And one more thing is interesting, that is a flute. Yeah, of course, almost everybody have seen this flute, which is a long cylindrical wooden part. The thing is, you'll find some holes on this long cylindrical wooden part. When you blow air into this flute, this air sets into vibration. So it is just because of this air only we can able to, it is just because of this vibrating air you can able to hear this sound. So the air column in the flute is responsible to produce this sound. I hope you understand the concepts which I have explained today.